welcome to Ravens Over. Please go to my channel, also hit the notification bell and like this video and please share. I want to share a story with you about one of our sisters and how she fought back. Welcome to
Hey, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? Are you getting it in? Somebody getting it for you? What's going on, people?
Subscribe to my channel. Okay, this is about Gianna Deser. Now, I'm gonna give you an idea what happened in reference to this girl basically fighting back. Now, she's a trans woman, wins the case against a real estate broker who sexually harassed her and told her she couldn't live near people or children. Now, this story reported back of March the 12th, 20. In 2015, Gianna of Brooklyn, New York faces prospect of homelessness after being denied a lease renewal from the apartment she lived in for 2 years. While living in the apartment, Gianna began her transition to assigned male to female. Like transgender people, Gianna had a difficult time finding a place to live in her authentic self. Needing assistance, Gianna turned to a real estate broker, but rather than her Henry Walter, Empire State Realty Management only offended her by housing discrimination and sexual harassment, allegedly. Initially, interaction with the phone characterized as juvenile, but basically, however, Gianna met with Walter, things quickly turned sour. Now, it is stated that in her complaint, Gianna claims upon first meeting, Walter said, "Why didn't you tell me you was transgender? Thank God I have come here at night. What would have people thought if they have seen you?" Once Walter realized that Gianna was transgender woman, he told her he couldn't rent an apartment near people or children. He suggested she lived in a basement. The broker then made inappropriate comments about her genitalia, her transition, her sex life, and then he would spank her with his ruler. Walter then told her not to tell anyone he helped her because they would assume he would let her suck his dick. Wow. Wow. That's crazy beyond compare. Okay. Gianna knew her rights had been violated, so she filed a formal complaint against both Walter and his company last year. Administration judge awarded Gianna $15,000 in compensation. Walter also was ordered to pay a $10,000 of civil penalties. On May the 2nd, 2020, New York Human Rights Commissioner increased Gianna compensation to $50,000 and Walter civil penalty to $15,000 and $50,000 to $25,000 allegedly. Should Walter and his company participate in training of trans rights and sexual harassment, they will pay lesser amount. Gianna was sexually harassed by the broker and denied the ability to rent an apartment because of her gender identity. Ms. Deser filed a complaint with the Commission Law Enforcement Bureau, and the last decision and order, she was awarded $50,000. Commissioner of Human Rights. It is understandable damage that someone such as Gianna to have her genital identity, their deeply felt a sense of self-questioning, rejection, sexualized, especially in a vulnerable housing situation, having experienced an accountable impact on part discrimination from others. The specific harm perpetrated against Gianna and reflected on all too common experience of transgender people, especially transgender people of color in society, has tolerated and ignored us too long. Having a decision on the books that lays out the protection that clearly makes it much easier for us to be prosecuted, similar to claims of future, because if they say he is published decision in order. Here is the public decision in order to say that we cannot discriminate against people who are trans or non-gender conforming on bias of anyone, gender identity. You cannot discriminate against them. Now, this is from the Assistant Commissioner Catherine Carroll. There are bad actors in the city who think that they can get away with anything and engage to receive a complaint on discrimination and think that it's just go away. But she fought back in this case, and New York will collect the money and will give it very seriously and will take it very seriously. Gianna also hopes that her case will help others. I know a lot of people and friends who cannot get an apartment through they were able to pay for apartments because of their gender identity. I hope this create an even playground for the field for us. I hope that it opens people's eyes to hiring transgender people and women. After all, trans rights are human rights. This is horrible. This is horrible. But she fought back. She fought back. You know, let me just, before I do my commentation, this is the thing. You insulted her. You made it a joke. You made it a joke. If the person be accurate, you made it a joke. The broker then made inappropriate comments about her genitalia. So here it is, she came to you for apartment, and you talking about what's between her legs. Her transition of her life, he said that he would spank her with his ruler. You know what? Honey, I wish, if y'all know what I'm thinking, I wish he would try to spank me with his ruler. Oh, I wish he would. And he's saying it as a joke. And the sad part is there's a lot of Walters out here who smile in our face, who walking with us and making sure we don't work next to them, get jobs and apartment, but they smile in our face as allies, as our friend. There are a lot of Walters. But thank God for this woman, she fought back. Walter told her not to tell anyone he helped her because they would assume he let her suck his dick. Once again, that is very accurate. I have spoken of people I know got their own companies, will not hire me, but lay in the bed with me in a minute and do a lot of damn things. But at the end of the damn day, they would rather see me on the damn street homeless than to help me. Because they think me, by them helping me, give me a job, help me go on my feet, it is a reflection on them. But in the same breath, they're in the bed doing all the womanly things that a woman could possibly do in the bed. And yet and still, you are afraid of what other people are going to say. But you would rather me be murdered and killed on the street, not even give me a job. Oh, this is very real. And they are the ones that's popping up at the Two-Spirit clubs and saying, oh, I have no problem with none of y'all. I'll hire y'all. And at the end of the day, they don't give a damn. She knew her rights were violated, and she filed a formal complaint against Walter and his company last year. Administrative judge awarded her $15,000 compensation. Walter was also ordered to pay $10,000 in civil penalties. So she ended up getting $50,000. So thank God for you, sis. Thank God for you for handling it the right way and not the Raven way. Gianna. All I can say is thank God for her for fighting back. I just want to share this though with you to let people know that you just can't do things that you want to do to people. These are real human beings. They're trying to survive the best way they can. They're not popping up in your job with guns. They're not murdering you. All they're asking you to do is just move out the way and let us come through and exist. The same way you want to live your life and be happy, the same way we want to live our life to be happy. It's not that different. Stop policing us. Stop making our storylines about you. Anyway, like I said before, I just wanted to share this stuff with you. I know it's a little late, but I want to share this stuff with you. Comment below how y'all feel about this. At the top, there's the Instagram button. If you follow me, I'll follow you back. Let you know I love you, and thank you for watching. Kiss the radio.